When the school year began back in September of 2022, I started to plan my own show that I wanted to produce while in the video production side of the design and visual communications shop. I created a simple concept, a series of short interviews that would take place in the hallways of Aspet Valley, where I would ask students and teachers simple questions like, which is better, cats or dogs? And what is your favorite ice cream flavor? After pitching the idea to the teacher, Mr. May, I went to work planning my brand new Aspet TV original series, Between the Bells. While planning the show, I wrote out a timeline to establish the order of operations that need to take place for each episode to be complete. The first step is to come up with the questions and write a script for the intro and review segments. For each episode, I needed to come up with short and simple questions that would make it easy to ask as many people as possible as quickly as possible. Next is the interview process. The crew and I would leave shop around 5 minutes before the bell to find a hallway in the school to do interviews in. Once the bell rings, we would ask students and teachers if they would like to answer a question for the show. The presence of a camera crew outside of the shop and in the hallways attracted immediate attention to the show and drew in participants. The recording process itself is pretty simple. One person is in control of the camera, which is mounted on a Revo Steadicam. This person is tasked with following the interviewer and trying to keep all of the important subjects in frame. The other person acts as the grip and holds on to the XLR cable that connects my microphone to the camera. As I get closer or farther away from the camera, the grip adjusts the slack so the cable doesn't dangle or get in anyone's way. After the interviews, I would edit down the footage and collect the answers to update the script. I would also take these answers and generate a pie chart to visualize what the most popular answer was. Then, we would record the intro and review segments in the podcast room using 2 JVC 4K cameras mounted on tripods. I would have the script in front of me on the table, but tried to memorize as much as possible. Finally, the last edits would be made to the episode. These edits would usually consist of adding music, adjusting audio levels, and adding graphics and captions. The episode would then be exported and posted every Friday of my shop week. Even though Between the Bells was fun and had overall positive results, the crew and I still faced a few challenges while producing the show. One of the first challenges was trying to get the show off the ground. I was having trouble finding time to actually work on it and needed to transition from planning it to actually doing it. I struggled with this until early November when I was finally ready to go out and record the first episode. Hello and welcome to Between the Bells. Hello there. While filming the open-ended question interviews for the second episode, our crew faced an issue that was out of our control. The school had went under lockdown, and we were told to stop recording and go back to class. This was luckily the only time something like this happened, but it resulted in some cool behind-the-scenes footage. We're not? Oh, my bad.
Shopper class, let's go. You got it clear?
When preparing to film for episode 3, I developed a very serious medical issue, a sty. I was no longer comfortable appearing in front of the camera and made the executive decision to swap places with one of the crew members, Tristan. So for episode 3, Tristan acted as a mock host and pretended to be me while I switched between grip and camera work. It was cool being able to be on the other side of the camera for my own show.
Yo, what if I dump water in the camera?
No, I think that would be very bad. Yeah. While filming episode 4, we began running into a common issue. People we asked started to say no to wanting to be on the show, and I was worried that interest for Between the Bells was dying. But instead of worrying about this issue or giving up, I decided to make this the main point of episode 5, where I told participants they would get $1 if they answered the questions. I wouldn't actually give them $1 after, but would instead hand them a coin or a ripped piece of paper. The reactions caused by this, plus the excitement of money, helped create, in my opinion, the best episode of the series. Overall, I learned a lot while making Between the Bells. Besides learning about the actual process of making a show, I learned a lot about problem solving, communicating with others, and dealing with a workflow. Sometimes I feel awkward talking to new people, or people that I don't know at all, but I believe that this show has helped me feel more comfortable and confident around strangers by by forcefully placing myself in situations where I have to talk to new people. Thanks for watching my little behind the scenes video. I hope you enjoyed learning about how my friends and I made this show, and I hope you were able to learn something from it too. I'm not really sure how to write an ending for this, so here's the outro from episode 5.
So this is like so important. I have to get it down like perfectly because this is the last one ever. I'll see you between the bells. Oh, that's perfect. You're recording that whole thing?